I noticed so many free Nitro content is taking over Discord and YouTube. It's just so frustrating to see these guys gaining tons of views and cashing in on this type of content. It makes me question, are people really so lazy that they'll consume anything as long as it promises this so-called free Nitro? Because here's the thing though, this system is designed to scam people. It works by promising something that is almost too good to be true. They manipulate people based on their desperation to get free Nitro. And this entire thing is just a business model that only works because people believe this garbage. These channels are basically just farming content about Discord Nitro. They make their videos clickbait because they know it gets tons of views. Then they get sponsored by illegal Nitro shops. People don't realize these sellers could be using stolen credit cards, hacked accounts, or other shady methods to run their business. But these YouTubers don't give a damn. In fact, they get paid to advertise these businesses with shady deals, and it's all designed to make money off of you. But let's be real here, you're not part of their community, or even seen as a viewer, let alone a person, allegedly. To them, you're just a dollar sign so they can put easy money in their pockets without lifting a finger. Like, haven't you noticed they only sponsor those shops with cheap booze, cheap Nitro, and all that garbage? This is a video to demonstrate what I mean.
Netflix Premium, but every time I looked, it was either way too expensive or felt like a scam. Then I found a site that claimed to offer all of this for a fraction of the price. And I had to see if it was real. The site is called Boostmania.gg.
The offers, but I came across a site that flips all of that on its head, and today I'm going to show you exactly how it works. It's called Boostmania.gg.
I don't understand how people can be so ignorant to see what's going on. These creators make content about Discord Nitro, viewers click on it, then Nitro sellers slide into the mix to sponsor them, and the cycle of constant slide repeats over and over. Most of these YouTubers tell you to join their Discord server and complete a task, promising you'll get Nitro if you just wait. The problem is, while you're there patiently waiting for a prize that will likely never come, they, on the other hand, are getting all the benefits, such as the money, the views, the subscribers, while you, however, get absolutely nothing in return. Just ask yourself, are these people really here to help you? Or are you just helping them get rich? Because do you ever see them giving away Nitro for free as charity?
No.
So why would they spend money on you when their entire business model is based on making money off of you? Like, stop trying to make excuses for them. Like, they can't afford everyone Nitro. That's not the point. It's not about what they can afford. It's about the fact that they'll rather profit from you than give you anything in return. And before you say these YouTubers are legit and that I'm just hating on their success, let's be real here. They're no different from those invite reward servers. They both pretend to be legit to manipulate you and then slowly start to take advantage of you because of your desperation for Discord Nitro. After all, they need people to take the bait somehow. Their entire business model depends on it. They know you're desperate for Nitro, so they pump out clickbait, misinformation, and fake promises. The more desperate you are, the easier it is for them to manipulate you into a scam. If a YouTuber tells you to join their server or complete tasks and you do everything they ask for, only to get nothing in return or just excuses, you have every right to complain. If their video never mentioned first come first serve or any other requirements, but later on they add those same rules in the server, like, this is just straight up false advertising. If the video promised a reward but didn't deliver, that's on them, not you. A good example is a YouTuber named WhiteRose, who said he needed to do his giveaway again because YouTube took down his video. This is proof he just wants to make money off of people. Like, why would you need to restart an entire giveaway just because that video was taken down? It doesn't take a genius to figure out that he could have just done the giveaway anyway, right? No one was stopping him from doing that. My point is, you need to stop being a pushover for these slop channels and start questioning them. call them out and make it an issue, because if nobody speaks up, people would just shrug it off and keep moving on like nothing happened. The next concerning issue is people constantly begging for Discord Nitro every single day as if their lives depends on it. And honestly, it's the most annoying thing on the app, and it shows a complete lack of self-respect. They're so desperate for a virtual online perk that they're willing to sacrifice their dignity and constantly harass others for it. And honestly, you shouldn't be begging strangers to give you anything. They're not your personal ATM, they're not rich, and they don't have money growing on trees where their purpose is to hand out freebies and spoil you like some child. This is the mentality of a freeloader, someone who thinks the world owes them something. If you had that same energy to beg for Nitro, how about use that same motivation to get a job? Make your own money and buy it yourself.
I'm all out of money!
I'm aware it's easier said than done, but let's be real. No one is your personal ATM. Stop relying on strangers to hand you something you want. Like, bruh, you need to accept that the world doesn't owe you anything, and when you constantly beg, you're not just being annoying, you're making yourself a prime target for every scammer out there because you've already shown you're desperate enough to believe anything people tell you. Like, this is the exact reason we have these scammers in the first place. People are so blindly desperate for Nitro that they don't care if it's a scam. They'll so-called take their chances. And this is the same as gambling in a way, because you're made to feel like you could win big. But in reality, you're going to lose. For example, those invite reward servers and YouTubers are running a casino, and you're the one at the table just hoping to get lucky. But at the end of the day, you get scammed. And let me be clear, yes, there are good people who give out Nitro without any kind of transactions or catch. Don't get me wrong, they help people be happy, and I'm totally fine with that. But the problem is this kindness can also create a major loophole that people can use to exploit without realizing it. For example, if a kind person gives you Nitro, you just keep on begging them for it every day. Or beg if your Nitro starts to run out. You're taking advantage of their generosity. And as I said before, they're not your personal ATM. So don't abuse their kindness. This is exactly why you end up getting nothing in the long run. And frankly, you deserve it. You should never treat people this way just to abuse their kindness. You probably don't care though, because getting that Nitro makes you so happy. But I don't see anything happy about this when you only care about yourself. The happiness you get is based on someone else's expense, and that's not something to be proud of. It's certainly an embarrassment. It's just so annoying people will do anything for Discord Nitro when it's just a subscription service for some cosmetic features you get out on the platform. But that's all it does, nothing else, because it can't pay for bills, it can't pay for food, it certainly can't pay for rent. It's just some emojis, profile decorations, and etc. You can disagree with this, and that's fine. But as I've been saying, Discord Nitro isn't all it's cracked up to be. People are so desperate they're willing to fall for scams, humiliate themselves, and abuse people's kindness. They'll even harass strangers that have Nitro by assuming they have money. Doing all of this over some cosmetic perks on the platform. Is it really worth all that? And before you start jumping to conclusions, I'm not trying to stop you from buying Nitro where you need to vote with your wallet. What I'm saying is that you should vote more with your brain by using your judgment to stop falling for scams and stop being so desperate. I'm also aware that people are going to keep falling for these scams anyway. Like, that's a no-brainer. But the problem is that no one seems to care about addressing it, because the blame honestly falls on the viewers. They feed into these scams and slop content out of pure desperation for Nitro. And here's the most frustrating part. When they finally do figure out they've been scammed, they don't learn their lesson. Instead, they'll just move on and repeat the exact same mistake with a new scam until they give up completely, allegedly. The sad part is that these slop channels will never go away. They exist solely because of a massive demand for Nitro, and people will keep clicking on them as long as viewers keep searching for free Nitro. The algorithm will keep pushing these videos and the cycle will just keep repeating itself.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
You would think after all this time people would learn, but the cycle won't end until you finally stop and realize what's happening. The YouTubers, on the other hand, will keep on pumping out misinformation, clickbait content, exaggerated titles, and thumbnails in order to lure you in. YouTube's algorithm gives the people what they want, and like I said, everyone wants Nitro, no matter if it's free, requires certain methods, and etc. Because this desire is running a market for misinformation, scams, and flat-out lies. And it's just so disappointing how easily people falling for this stuff. The sad reality is that people don't care. They don't care that they're being scammed. They don't care that their time is being wasted. They just keep on watching, keep on clicking, and keep on begging. It's this total lack of concern that keeps the problem going. As long as people refuse to care, nothing will ever change. It's just so exhausting to see people treat Discord Nitro like a god, where it's life-changing. Well, it's not. What's so life-changing about it? The scammers are the ones getting the life-changing benefits. The YouTubers, on the other hand, get views, subscribers, and even sponsorships from this cheap Nitro market. That's the only life-changing thing I've seen. They get everything while everyone else gets nothing, allegedly. We also need to get rid of this not my problem attitude. Blaming other people for being scammed is an easy way to avoid taking accountability. I know you think this doesn't affect you, but you're no different. Your desire for Discord Nitro is exactly the same as theirs, which means you're part of the problem too. And let's be real, most of you who are subscribed to these channels or are inviting people to join reward servers thinking it's real, you are the problem. You're just too damn lazy to do your own research. And that's why you keep getting scammed and falling for the same clickbait over and over and over. Because ask yourself this, how can we expect a change when the people being targeted don't even care? The cycle continues because the victims keep feeding it. This problem will never be solved when nobody is willing to do their part or at least try to help. I know this is wishful thinking because in reality, nothing's going to change until people start taking accountability for their own actions, saying enough is enough. Now, to be fair, you do have legit and safe ways to get free Nitro, and that is from Discord's official promotion offers. But just know, this requires you to never have Nitro on your account, and you must have a valid credit card. Let me say this again. You need a valid credit card to claim these offers. You can't get around that. You also have Discord quests where you do certain things to get rewards. This is for free, by the way. And you also have Vincord, where you can do a lot, especially with the plugins. But those are really the only things you have without any catch or transaction. I left out giveaways for a reason because they're just another form of gambling. You sit there wasting your time participating, and for what? Just a slim chance of winning? At that point, you might as well just do the quest. But here's the thing, how do you know if a giveaway is legit or not? Like, no one knows if a real winner was actually chosen, if the whole thing was rigged from the start, or if the host just never gives it out. Most of the time, they just let you play the waiting game until you forget about it. Then they move on and pull the same trick on someone else. And then you have these cheap Nitro markets that claim to save you money. I like that one called Boostmania, which is sponsored by a few YouTubers, and the prices are a complete joke. They are literally overcharging you just to get nothing. It's high-rate robbery. They aren't saving you a dime, they're just profiting from your desperation. You might as well pay directly from Discord. After all, what's the purpose of these markets when they're overcharging you? This whole business model is based on a scam which makes no sense. If you're going to say your prices are cheap, then prove it. Don't false advertise when the prices are no better than buying directly from Discord. This isn't about complaining that people can't afford it. What I'm saying is simple. If you're going to claim to be cheap, then make your prices actually reflect that. If not, you're just scamming people. At the end of the day, this isn't even worthwhile. And look, I'm not to tell you how to spend your money. That's your choice. But my point is to be careful. Do your research before you click on anything. Because once you give your money away, it's not coming back. In my conclusion, nothing in life is free. Relying on strangers to buy you Nitro makes you a freeloader. Begging makes you look desperate, and falling for slop channels just shows that you don't care enough to do basic research. I also want to say this, stop defending the slop. You give them all this BS nonsense about how they have lives or they get tons of DMs. Last I checked, the people who run those invite reward servers use the same exact excuses. So these YouTubers don't get a fucking pass. If they have tons of DMs, then boo-hoo, deal with it. What do you expect was going to happen when people only join your server looking for the free Nitro you've been promoting? These YouTubers and scam servers only exist because people keep feeding them. If you stop caring so much about Nitro and stop clicking on every free Nitro video, this entire scam would probably have died by now, and none of this wouldn't even be an issue. It's up to you to start caring and be accountable for your own actions. Acknowledge that you are part of the problem and use this as a learning experience. There's no shame in making a mistake. The only real shame is refusing to change. I'm not here to complain or be harsh to anyone, but something needs to change. If you understand what I'm saying and still choose to fall for these scams anyway, then it's time to get off the platform and get a fucking job. If you're not old enough for a job, then that's just a skill issue you just need to accept. Like, you can find jobs online and offline if you put effort instead of relying on other people. You just need to move on already. There's no such thing as free Nitro or free Nitro methods. Those are just people making clickbait to scam you. Be happy for what you already have and stop wasting your time chasing something that doesn't exist. Also, to the people who didn't make it this far in the video, thank you for listening. But to the people who didn't even watch the whole video and are just posting hate comments, congratulations. You proved my entire point by not even trying to understand what I was saying. Your laziness is exactly what this whole video is about. And at the end of the day, you can't always get what you want. And sadly, that's just life. So yeah, that's all I have to say, and these are just my opinions, but tell me your thoughts. Is Discord Nitro really that important? Or is the real issue that people keep feeding into this type of slop? Share your stories in the comments. Make sure to like, share, subscribe for more videos.